The Lesson Learned by Kayla Stevenson. I am being woken up with a kiss on the cheek from Mom and then from Dad. I slowly turn over in bed and stretch, grasping the moments before my parents leave me for work. It is only 8 o'clock in the morning, so they don't want to awake their 7-year-old daughter. They know that I need my sleep, and if awakened, I will be a train wreck around the house the rest of the morning. Before they are able to leave my room, I pop my head up and smile. They smirk back, knowing that they didn't do anyone else in the house a favor. I am jumping out of bed and running to them, sharing a strong hug with both, expressing my hate for their need to leave. After I make them embrace my small body for so long, I get more kisses from my favorite people, then watch them leave the house. I run to the front window and watch each car roll out of the long rock driveway. Waving a frantic goodbye, I start to realize they had left me for the entire day. I am the only one awake, practically alone to entertain myself. Little did I know the trouble I was going to get into today and the lesson I learned. My parents are my favorite, but I am mostly home with my siblings, grandma, and uncle. Yes, I am sad that my mom won't be here to play, but I will settle with what I have. Grandma is usually awake by now, but I don't want to wake anyone up too early. I go back to my room where my sister is sleeping peacefully. I grab my Barbies and lay back in bed to play quietly. I assume my Barbies get too loud once Brittany starts to move in her sleep, so I quiet myself until she is still again. I really want it to be a good day, so I decide to pack some things up and take them down to the living room. Right in the middle of the floor seems like the best place to play and soak in the bright summer sun. As I am playing, Grandma comes out in the best mood with her book in hand, ready to sit on the couch and read it. I look at her, and being the ornery child I am, I just glare. My grandma is starting to get Alzheimer's disease, so it's hard for me to be patient, making it tough for me to interact correctly. I've been told to be nice or not to speak to her, but I don't know what is wrong with me. You can say I'm a brat to her, but I accept her gifts and loving words. If I gain just the smallest amount of irritation, I will snap. When Mom or Dad are home, I am for the most part a great obedient child. I have to admit when they are gone, I feel as if all control over me is gone too. I continue to watch the TV she turned on while I play with my dolls, wanting the time to go by. By now it is 10 and Brittany is up to use the bathroom, so I run to her for no reason at all. Then boom, she throws attitude at me for no reason, so I walk away, wanting to prevent myself from getting into any trouble. I re-enter the living room to play, but this isn't fun anymore. I want to do something else. I ask Grandma to call my neighbor Lily to play, and she allows me to use the phone to call the girl. I go out to the front yard and meet her to play. Happily, I see her running to my yard with Jumbo Popsicles, our favorite snack this summer. It isn't too hot this morning, so we manage to stay cool and enjoy our time running around, catching bugs, and playing house, like all young children. It is now almost 2 o'clock, and Lily must go back home for the plans that her family have today. So once again, I am alone, but I'm sure everyone is awake by now. I go back inside and I'm greeted by my love, Angel. She's the nicest dog I have ever met and loved. Most dogs don't like me, but I'm grateful that she does. Inside, my brother Taylor is still in his room playing video games, and Uncle Larry is in his, watching his TV on his big comfy bed. They are busy, but I want something to do, so I go back upstairs to see what trouble I could get into up there. Brittany had already made her way into the living room where they are watching some game show that I don't care to watch. No one wants to play, so I begin to throw a fit and overreact as much as I can for their attention. Of course they tell me to settle down and to stop, but I'm going to continue to fuss until I get my own way. We are looking at each other, me against them, and I just look into their faces, enjoying the amount of annoyance filling their souls. Finally, my grandma gives in. Fine, let's go outside to play. I look at her and smile as she puts her shoes on to go out. She is fairly old, so she sits on her two-person swing while she watches me kick a ball around. I sometimes don't appreciate her, but as of right now, I love this lady and enjoy when she watches me do my tricks. I run, jump, and kick, begging her to go deeper into the yard with me, but she refuses. My young temper unfortunately takes over and I start to yell at her. I'm not crying. I'm only yelling when I start to hit my grandmother like a terrible person. She grabs me and yells. Brittany and Taylor, curious, run out, hearing all of the chaos. They are running towards me, and my mind is fluttering so fast. I just run into the house and lock the door so they can't come back in. Oh my goodness, what have I just done? Fear is racing through my body, and it is only increasing at the speed of light. There they are, at the door, furious with me, trying to get in, and I just stare at them with my courage growing. I think I will just keep them out the rest of the day. I can do it and prevent their anger and death wishes from coming to me. After a good while, they find an open window to put my sister in. I can't let them get me, so I start to attack the girl coming through the window just to save my own life. What have I done? I think they're going to kill me. Then I will die again when Mom and Dad come home. I keep hitting her, and I hear Taylor saying, "Don't do anything to her. I'll take care of it." Then Grandma shouts, "No, I want her." Oh my God, they're going to kill me. I regret everything that I have done today, but I can't go back. Finally, they get Brittany into the window, and I run, but not fast enough because she is grabbing me, and we struggle to the door to let the other two in. Their faces are so terrifying, and I cannot imagine what will be coming next. But right then, they start to scream at me. I'm now crying and pulling away from my grandma, who is trying to spank my bottom. So Taylor, the much stronger 16-year-old, holds me down to receive my punishment. Of course I'm crying now. This is a battle that I've miserably lost. I am being yelled at to go to my room and sit until Mom comes home. She usually gets back before Dad. She is finally home after what feels like forever, and I'm hearing her coming up to my room like she always does after work. I always am excited to hear her home, but today I am more than terrified to see her face. I know that she will be so angry, and I will finally be taught my lesson by her. She starts to ask me questions about what had happened earlier, and instead of yelling, she is just having a long talk with me about what I did wrong. We both go down so I can apologize once again. Once I finish apologizing, I go back to my room and think about how the situation made me understand not to disrespect my grandma or anyone else. There will always be major consequences that I will have to deal with. After this incident, I realized that being crazy and cruel was not worth what came afterwards. It changed my life because I saw how terrible I was to my family and regretted the whole thing. I'm so young and still learning. I am glad that I have been taught the difference between right and wrong before it was too late. I didn't really care about my actions and how they affected the people around me. All that I've done made my family mad and very much disappointed with me. The outcome of my actions were extremely bad, considering that I was looked down upon, punished, and no one really paid attention to me anymore. They will start to forgive me after some time, but for now, I am no one's favorite person to be around. After this has happened, my mom probably won't trust me, and I will be grounded. No playing with Lily, no going outside, and no going to the store. I really will be stuck alone with these people now. It is sad that anyone has acted this way and needed to be taught not to be this disrespectful. This was an impactful thing that will happen to me only once in my life. Looking back at what happened, I see that it was all unnecessary, but the amount of discipline I received towards it was just the right amount. It was what I needed, and I am actually grateful that it took place.